Hello, dear students. Welcome to this session. In this session, let us understand plasma membrane and the functions of plasma membrane. In my previous session, I have ended my discussion by explaining you the major components of the cell. Now let us understand what is plasma membrane. The plasma membrane is also called as the cell membrane. I repeat, both the plasma membrane and cell membrane are having the same meaning. And this membrane is thin. If you look at the cell, you can just understand by taking a cell as an example. If you look at this cell, you can see this membrane is called as the plasma membrane. Correct? And this membrane is thin. The plasma membrane is thin. It is very delicate and it is considered as the living outermost covering of the cell. Correct. So this membrane is thin. It is not so thick or it is not so strong. It is very delicate and it is considered as the living outermost covering of the cell. Clear? And this plasma membrane also gives the protection to the cell. So we call this room as cell. Correct? So this room is having the protection. The protection is given by the plasma membrane. The cell is having the protection. This protection is given by the plasma membrane. For example, if you look at the peel of the onion which we have observed under the microscope, we have seen some of the important things. Correct? So we have firstly we have observed the cells. Some room like structures we have observed and we have called it as the cells. Right? And these cells are being covered by some kind of protection. They have a boundary, okay, and this boundary we call it as a cell membrane or the plasma membrane. And this cell membrane is giving protection to the cell. Clear? This plasma membrane is giving the protection to the cell. And the one more important thing, this plasma membrane is also called as the selectively permeable membrane. I repeat, it is called as the selectively permeable membrane. Then, what do we mean by selectively permeable membrane? What is meant by selectively permeable membrane? Let us understand what is meant by selectively permeable membrane. It means selectively permeable membrane means it is a membrane which allows the movement of materials in and out of the cell across the cell membrane. For example, if this is a cell, so this cell, it enters some materials. It allows some materials to move inside and also to come outside. This movement of materials in and out of the cell across the cell membrane, this is called as selectively permeable membrane. And when I say selectively permeable membrane, you may also have a question that what is meant by selectively permeable? The membrane is the one which we have understood. It is a boundary, it allows the movement of materials. All those things you have understood. When I say membrane, selectively permeable membrane. Why do we call it as selectively permeable then? We call it as selectively permeable because this membrane, which is called as selectively permeable membrane, allows only certain substances. It does not allow all the substances which are present around the cell. There are so many things which are present around a cell. Correct? So, the things which are present around a cell, all the things will not go inside the cell. This membrane, it selects. It allows only certain materials to go inside. Certain materials to go inside the cell. Inside the cell and also to move outside the cell. As it is selecting the materials which go in and out of the cell, we call it as selectively permeable. And the membrane which allows it, allowing the things, we call it as the selectively permeable membrane. Now you may have a question that I said you that the things are moving in and out, correct? Then How this selectively permeable membrane or the plasma membrane allow the things to enter inside or to exit outside? The things are going in and out, correct? But how it is going in and out? Through plasma membrane. It is happening because of the two important processes. There are two main processes which are involved for the movement of the substances in and out of the cell. And firstly, the first process is the diffusion and the second process is the osmosis. I repeat, the two important process which involved for the movement of the substances in and out of the cell are diffusion and the osmosis. Now let us understand one by one what is diffusion and what is osmosis. When I talk about diffusion, diffusion is the gaseous exchange. Diffusion is a process where the gaseous exchange takes place between the cell as well as cell and its external environment. It means the gaseous exchange may take between the two cells. If there are two cells, it may take place in between the cells or maybe between the cell and the external environment. It means the outside the environment. The main thing is here we have to focus towards the exchange of gases. When I say the diffusion, you have to remember it is the exchange of gases which takes place from the region of higher level concentration to the lower level concentration. Very important. I repeat once again what is meant by diffusion. Diffusion means it's a process where the gaseous exchange takes place. Where does it take place? It takes place between the cell or between the cell and the environment. How does it take place? The gaseous exchanges take place from the region of higher level concentration to the region of lower level concentration. How does it take place then? For example, let me take two cells. If there are two cells, okay, which is having difference in the variation of gases, the cells which have the difference in the variation of gases, okay, that means the cell which has the higher level gas concentration sends the gas to the cell which is having lower level concentration. How does it be seen? I'll tell you now. See, for example, suppose consider this is as the one cell, first cell, and this will be the second cell, that is the another cell. If this cell is having the higher level concentration of gas inside it, this cell sends the gas to the cell which is having the lower level concentration. I repeat, if the cell which is having the gas of higher level concentration, then that cell will send the gas or it exchanges the gas toward the cell which is having the lower level concentration of the gas. Clear? It can also happen between the cell and the external environment. Suppose if the cell is having the lower level concentration of gas inside, then in the environment what happens? Suppose if the gas is more, what happens? This gas from the environment enter inside the cell because environment is having the higher concentration. So this higher concentration of gas will move towards the cell. So this process we call it as the diffusion. Clear? So now let us understand what is osmosis. When I talk about osmosis, here it is a process where the exchange of water takes place. Water exchange between the cells as well as the cell and its external environment. It happens between the cell and a cell or a cell and an external environment. Same what we have discussed in the diffusion, it is same in the osmosis also, but only the thing is here exchange of water is being seen in spite of gaseous exchange. In the diffusion we have seen the gaseous exchange, but in the osmosis we have to understand it is the exchange of water. So, the plasma membrane is the selectively permeable membrane. It is allowing everything. It is allowing the gas. It is also allowing the water. So whatever the gas and the water which is entering inside the cell, it has to cross through the plasma membrane. It has to cross through the plasma membrane. Everything, whatever the thing which has to go inside the cell, it has to be crossed by the help of plasma membrane, or with the help of plasma membrane. Hope you all have got a clear picture what is diffusion and what is osmosis. Okay, and in the osmosis also you have to understand, as I told you, in the diffusion the movement of molecules will be from the region of higher level concentration to the region of lower level concentration. Similarly, in the osmosis also it follows. The movement of water will be from the region of higher level concentration to the region of lower level concentration. Clear? Now I will explain you the diffusion in detail. We have got a clear picture about now what is diffusion, correct? Now let us understand how exactly this diffusion takes place in detail. So what happens in the diffusion is, we know what is diffusion, right? Diffusion means it is a movement of gases. The exchange of gases takes place. So here what happens is, suppose if the gases like carbon dioxide and oxygen are present in the environment, what happen? These gases enters into the cell from the region of higher level concentration to the region of lower level concentration. That means, take an example, suppose oxygen is present in the environment at the higher rate and oxygen inside the cell is at the lower rate. Then what happens is, the oxygen present in the environment at the higher rate will enter into the cell because the cell contains the lower amount of oxygen. That is, the concentration of the oxygen is less inside the cell. So in such cases, the oxygen is present in the higher level in the environment will enter into the lower level. What happened here? The exchange of gases took place. Correct? So from which place to which place? From the region of higher level concentration, from the region of lower level concentration. This can also be happen between a cell and a cell. Suppose if there are two cells here, if this cell is having the higher level concentration of oxygen, whereas if this cell is having the lower level concentration of oxygen, the cell which is having the higher level of concentration of oxygen will send to the cell which is having the lower level concentration. Correct? So this is how the movement of substances takes place under diffusion. Clear? Now I will be explaining you the osmosis in similar way. When we look at the osmosis, here the movement of water molecules are seen. How does it happens? Suppose, let us take an example. Suppose the amount of water in the external environment is more. The concentration of the water is more in the external environment compared to the cell. Means if the cell is having the less water compared to the external environment, then what happens? The water which is present in the external environment is having the higher level concentration. So this higher level concentration of water which is present in the external environment move towards the lower level because the cell is having less concentration of water. Correct? So here from the external environment it will get into the cell, inside the cell. So here also we have observed that the movement of water took place from the region of higher level concentration towards the region of lower level concentration. Clear? This may also takes place in between the cells. In between the cell also, if this cell is having the more amount of water, concentration of water is more, and this is having the less water, this cell may sense the water to another cell which is having the lower level concentration. So this happens under osmosis. Clear? So in my next session, I will be explaining you the behavior of the cell in the different solution. So now we have understood what is diffusion, what is osmosis, and we have also came to a conclusion how exactly a plasma membrane looks like and what exactly the plasma membrane does. It is actually a selectively permeable membrane. Very important thing to remember. Correct? So, in the next video, I will be explaining you how the cell behaves in different solutions. Okay? Thank you.